What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Filling Your Cup. I'm your host, Calvin.
And I'm your other host, David.
So today we're going to talk about catalyst news that drive the market up or down. So the four categories that we're going to talk about today are economic news, number one. Number two, company earnings. Number three, new product launches from a company. And number four, international news. So we're going to start this video off by talking about economic news for this video. So the biggest news of the week is, Trump tweeting that he and his wife tested positive for COVID-19. He tweeted on October 1st, late night, October 1st, or early October 2nd. Tweeted that he was positive for COVID-19. And right after this tweet, the stock market, the stock futures dipped down. So the market immediately had a reaction to this news of Trump testing positive for COVID-19. So if you look at the screen, on October 1st, the Dow Jones closed at 27,816, and then following opening trading day, it opened at 27,536. So just like that, one simple tweet, one simple reaction, the news affected the stock market negatively. What do you think about that, Dave?
So when news like this comes out, right? You kind of want to digest. You kind of really want to digest it because that's what all the investors are doing, right? They're digesting of what does news exactly mean. So how me and Calvin perceive this as like it was a good buying opportunity, right? Because let me explain. Because one, President Trump getting COVID is not a good thing, right? It's not a good thing. Anybody getting COVID is not a good thing. But then from what we know, right? President Trump has a pretty good health. And he has like the best medical staff with him, so we think he's gonna he's gonna beat this COVID hands down easily. So I think he's gonna make a full recovery through COVID, and same thing as the market. I think this dip is just a buying opportunity for investors to get in because I think he's gonna be fine because as of today October what's today's date? October 11th. So far it sounds like he's doing really good and he's gonna be just fine. So this news is actually like we feel like is a good buying opportunity. But if the story came out that President Trump had he had COVID, but he's actually he had a fever. He has a fever. He has a high fever. He's his lungs are is filling with fluid, like with all like the really major symptoms of COVID, and he's having like trouble breathing. That's a totally different news, right? That means he might not beat COVID. Like he might actually, knock on wood, like he might die. And if that happens, I think the market it will actually like reverse and crash hard because if you hate President Trump or not, end of the day, like this market is tied to his policies, mainly, right? So if he dies, his policy kind of dies with him in a sense. I mean, there's still Vice President Pence, but then it's not the same guy. It's different policy, different vision. So I think if anything happens to President Trump, then definitely the market will dip. But then so initially when we read this, I think I was like, oh, he has COVID. I mean, a lot of people get COVID, and the survival rate is like super high. It's like I don't know, like 99.94% or something like that. It's really high. I know for elderly individual it's harder because in majority mainly kill older people, but it usually kill people with pre-existing conditions, right? So like for us, we factor in all these I guess we're factoring all these criterias, and we think that President Trump will be fine. So the market will, inadvertently like just recover because it's terrible news, but then we think he's gonna beat it. So I think me and Calvin, we both bought on the dip. I mean, we will disclose that in this month's portfolio update. But yeah, so that's kind of like that's the example of one buying opportunity that's out there, right, Calvin? And also, Calvin,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
there was like an I'm sorry, but there was like another actually no, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, Calvin.
What? Oh, yeah, yeah. So news like this, you gotta keep an eye out for, uh, because this happened out of the blue, out of nowhere. So opportunities will come. Just keep an eye out for it. And the second topic or second major. Um, so again, Trump tweeted uh, on October 5th or 6th that he stalled stimulus talks, um, and that again affected the stock market negatively. So, what you think about that, David?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, so on Tuesday, on Tuesday, October, what was it, October 3rd? God, what was it? What was the exact
October
Tuesday?
6th,
6, yeah.
6th.
So President Trump said that he ended negotiations with Democrats over the new Corona relief measure. So he I think he announced that like during trading hours, right? He announced that during trading hours. So what happened was
Yep.
market the market I think it definitely tanked and it dropped I think around 300 where is it? The market tanked and it dropped 376 points, right? So how I felt at that moment, it was my portfolio was looking super green for the day, right? And then Mr. Trump had to tweet this out, and then boom, all the gains for the day gone, and I think I was in the red for the day as well. So sucks, but again, another buying opportunity because like news like these, like investors just gotta digest it, and I mean, yes, it sucks not having that stimulus package, but I mean, the market itself has been stimulated a lot already. So I mean, to me, I feel like this is just like another buying opportunity because the market overreacted to something, and then but luckily at on the end of the day, Mr. Trump, President Trump, announced that he didn't say he said he's kind of said just kidding. I didn't end negotiation. I just kind of want to revise the contract basically. So originally the Democratic Nancy speaker Nancy Pelosi. I don't want to say her name wrong. Pelosi. She wanted $2.4 trillion in the stimulus package, but Mr. Trump only wanted to send no more than $1.6 trillion. But then so that means like negotiation is still there. They're still talking. But yeah, that when the date when the news initially was released, the market tanked. I kind of thought it was like another buying opportunity because like like how these talks goes, man. Like one second you can say one thing, boom, it goes down. Next second, like what happened right over here, Mr. Trump said, we're still in talks. I'm actually thinking about 1.6 trillion instead of the 2.4. The market on the next day it just rebounded. So like yeah, so like I always say that you can never time the market, but there's always opportunity that comes, and these are like the opportunities when news that drives the whole market down. I think these are really good buying opportunities, except for like just say for example, right? If Mr. Trump got COVID and he died from COVID, then I don't think that's a good buying opportunity. I think the market is just gonna tank because he is the market. But like for these news that dip the whole market, I think these are actually great opportunity because not stock individual companies aren't dropping because of bad performance. They're dropping because of just market sentiment. Like the stock market is basically it's a psychology. You're trying to trade against the next guy. What he psychology is thinking. So if someone thinks the market is gonna drop and they're gonna sell, right? So it's gonna drive down the prices. And if you're a bullish investor, you'd be like, hey, I think it's a overreaction, and then I think it's gonna go back up, and I'm gonna buy the dips. Buying the dips usually works, right, Calvin? Buying the dips usually works. So yeah, I think me and Calvin both thought these two scenarios were actually good buying opportunities, and I believe we both bought a little some here and there. So yeah, any final thoughts, Calvin, on I guess on this this factor
Yeah.
news of economic news?
Yeah, I got another point to make. Yeah, I got another point to make. So you got to think about the times that we're in right now. So it's towards the end of October. It's an election year. All these, the president and probably has their own agenda to push to instill voter confidence to sway voters towards one end of the spectrum or the other, um, and they want to push these agendas, and that in itself will cause volatility in the market and more buying opportunities for us. So just keep an eye out for more news.
Yeah, so yeah, always, like just pay attention to the news. There's no, I mean, yeah, I mean, like news like this, it dropped the freaking market, and then I'm sure, I mean, for a lot of investors, they're probably like not trying to be like day traders or swing traders. They want to buy whole and long. So I mean, these are still good opportunities to buy whole and long. But for me, I see these as like swing trade opportunities, depending on what stocks you trade. But these are also good long term whole opportunities. So like when President Trump announced COVID, when he had COVID, I think Tesla dropped from a high, all-time high of like 500, and then dropped to like almost like like low, like 380s ish. So that's like a pretty hefty drop, and that could have been a good point to start your investment in Tesla if you haven't already, because it is at a pretty high price point. So this could soften that entry, and then you could be in Tesla right now. That's just kind of like what we feel. Yeah, let us know if you want us to like cover, like these like news cycle on like what we feel on if these are good buying opportunity or not. I mean, like all news cycle could affects the market one way or another. So just pay attention to news and just kind of digest it as like an investor. Like how crucial is this news in the whole grand scheme of things, right? And just do your own due diligence. We're not advising you to buy or sell any stocks. We're just kind of like trying to show that there are signs that's out there that gives you an opportunity of a to whether it's a good buying opportunity or not. So that's kind of what we trying to show you guys. But yeah, tune in next. I don't know if it's next week, but we're gonna do like we're gonna do more videos on the other three key factors of what drives the market, which is earnings, announcement days for companies, and international news. So tune in next time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how we can do better, and peace.
Peace.
Very cool.